Hello everyone. Today I'll be reviewing and sharing my experience of building this all bookstore Booknook. This is from Cutebee. I bought it on Shopee for 849 pesos. It's one of the cheaper models because the others are 1,449 pesos, I believe. Here are some shots of it in the bookshelf so you guys can visualize it on your own bookshelf or wherever you're going to display it. After this, I'll be sharing my building experience and my overall thoughts. This is actually one of my unfinished projects because I started it a few weeks ago, but I only got through a few steps and I just decided to finish it now. And I made a few mistakes while doing this because in this part I'm actually using the wrong books and I'm kind of cringing at it, seeing that I'm using these books because I'm supposed to be using a different set of books included in the cutouts. And as a beginner, the one thing I would recommend to you guys if you're making a booknook is to use the tweezers, especially when gluing things together, because I didn't have tweezers when I started this thing and I feel like that would have helped so much. The glue got a bit messy, but I feel like if I had those precision tweezers, that would have been a lot cleaner. I'm also using this B7000 glue and it's a lot more exact than I thought it would be. Like, it works on this little sliver of wood and glues the book just fine on it, or the painting. For some of these cutouts, I also had a bit of difficulty poking them out, but that might also just be because I'm not used to making booknooks. So in this part, this is where I was actually supposed to use the books on the bottom left of the screen right now. They were supposed to be shelved so that you can see the spine, but I just placed them diagonally instead because the spine of these books didn't have any design. I think it worked out pretty well. They still look nice, so I'm glad that I didn't mess up too bad and I kind of salvaged it. I also had a bit of trouble with this violin. I couldn't get it to stay on to its stand, but eventually I do figure out that I'm supposed to swoop it in from below. This corner bookshelf gave me a few problems. I found it a bit hard to slot in the... You can see how hard I'm trying to push it into the slots, but it wasn't as smooth as I thought it would be. Like, I really had to push it together. As you can see here, it feels like it's not totally exact. But all the other stuff like these books and props on the table were pretty easy to glue. I made another mistake here, accidentally putting the picture upside down, so I have to reorient it because these are actually hanging from the ceiling. And here, I thought that I had to leave the holes open because we were gonna go through them, but apparently it's totally fine if it's blocked like that because the other pieces don't need to go all the way through. Only the last window needs to be unblocked. Here I also made a bit of a blunder. I had the orientation wrong. Like the door should be deeper into the frame, like this. So I just readjusted it. I was a bit scared at this part because I felt like with this decent amount of force, the parts might fall apart or I might accidentally break something, but I was fine. It was fine. And it was also really satisfying to see all of these bigger parts come together. Wanna be part of your symphony. You hold me tight and I let go. Setting up the lights was simpler than expected. I just had to connect the wires and tape it down a bit to keep it in place. And also you can see here I'm testing out the touchpad, which I have no idea how it works, but it works. And for this picture frame or this painting, I think I should have let it dry a bit because at the end it kind of slipped down a bit. I think it wasn't totally dry yet and I should have let it settle for a bit more. And this part I was a bit frustrated because I was setting up the battery, but whenever I tried to put the battery down here, the bookshelf kept moving, and the only thing that worked was when I wrapped the wires with this wire to keep it in place. And after that I was able to close it up with the wall at the back. So overall, I'd say I had a really fun experience making my first Booknook, and it wasn't too hard. I think in total it took me 5 hours, but I feel like that would have been faster if I had the right tools, like the tweezers for gluing things. And here I'll just show you like the other angles of the Booknook. I definitely made some mistakes, but I also learned a lot, and it was a fun experience overall, and also looks really nice to look at. And lastly, I'll be showing you what it looks like in the dark. So overall, I would recommend this Booknook, especially if you like the design. It was really fun to make, and it wasn't too difficult either. Just depends if you like the design, of course. There are others, and this is one of the smaller ones. Even the process of itself of making it was fun and worth the price. And yeah, thank you for watching.